Yo, hey, this shit easy, nigga. Hey, all I'm talking about, nigga, I'm still out here trying to get it.
Contender regime, boxing, checking back in with y'all, man. What's happening? Say, I want to talk about Anthony Joshua versus Andy Ruiz, too. Man, first and foremost, props go to Anthony Joshua, bruh. The dude went out there and did his thing. The brother came sharp and he came focused with a game plan and he stuck to it. You know, I was very impressed with Anthony Joshua. He's been receiving a lot of criticism, and I really think the criticism is unfair. You know, people judging him or criticizing him because of his style for this particular fight, how he chose to approach Andy Ruiz. So we're going to talk about that for sure. But Andy Ruiz came into this particular fight heavier than he did the last fight, which I didn't really understand at all. Like, I mean, bro, you already, you know, considered out of shape and you gonna come in even heavier. I really didn't understand that. And it showed in the fight. He was visibly fatigued, visibly tired. He couldn't keep up with Joshua circling the ring and, you know, showing ring generalship and things like that. He really wasn't able to get on the inside and sustain, you know, that the distance control on the inside, you know, and solidify his position, you know, and get his shots off, get his combinations off. He wasn't able to sustain that for long periods of time throughout the fight. You know, he had his moments in the fight where he landed some good shots. You know, he had his moments where he was able to get in and do some work, you know, even within the clinches where Joshua, which he did very intelligently, clinched when he needed to. Even within the clinches, Andy Ruiz was able to get some shots out, but it just wasn't enough. But let's talk about Anthony Joshua's performance, man. I thought the brother boxed beautifully. You know, he used the jab. This was the best I've ever seen Anthony Joshua use the jab. He didn't throw the lazy jab and, you know, very nonchalant. He didn't do that like he did in the first fight. It was crisp. It was quick. You know what I'm saying? He put it out there. He didn't just leave it out there all lazy and shit so he can get countered. He put it out there. You know what I mean? He was popping that bitch out there looking good. I thought he used the right hand very effectively. He landed a few big right hands on Andy Ruiz, cut him. You know what I'm saying? I believe Joshua had a little cut on him too, but you know, you could tell that Joshua was landing the more effective shots. He was just doing the cleaner boxing. You know, his movement and his position and his distance control in this fight was very impressive to me. You know, and I think a lot of the criticism that he's been getting, and I'm eating crow right now. I'm eating crow because I picked Andy Ruiz to win. I just didn't see Anthony Joshua turning it around in such a quick time frame. You know, you could tell that the work that he was doing with Klitschko in training camp, it actually helped him out. He clinched, you know, effectively when he needed to, and he really used that long reach and fought from the outside like he should have did the first fight. You know, so he showed us that he has the ability to do that. You know what I mean? The brother is a gold medalist, and we know he got some boxing skills, you know, but he always seemed like very predictable and robotic. And this fight, I thought he was more fluid than ever. I thought he was more smooth than ever. He really was light on his feet. And, you know, it turns out that shedding those extra few pounds, you know, it actually helped him. You know, he was light on his feet, moving, and I liked how he boxed. But I think the criticism that he's been getting has been unfair, man, because in the same token, people like, well, he was running, you know, he didn't engage, he ran the whole fight, he did this and that, you know, but at the same time, in the first fight, people was criticizing Joshua because he didn't box smart. You know what I'm saying? He tried to exchange with Andy Ruiz. You know, and that was one of the biggest criticism that I had. You know, you can't throw, you know, 4 or 5 punch combinations with a guy that's faster than you. No, you got to pick your shots. You got to control the distance, especially when you the taller and longer fighter with the longer reach. You got to pick your spots. You got to box this guy. You can't just go in there and have a firefight with a guy that has twice the hand speed that you have. You dig what I'm saying? And he's an inside fighter. So that was a big criticism that I had from Anthony Joshua, and he turned around in this fight and corrected it. You know, he came out and put on a beautiful performance. I know to a lot of people, man, it is boring, you know, but I'm one of those guys, I can enjoy the sweet science of boxing. You know, I can enjoy the brother, the king, Deontay Wilder, getting knockouts every fight. I love that shit. But I can also enjoy when somebody put on a beautiful display of boxing. So we can't criticize Anthony Joshua for fixing the things that we were saying that he had issues with. You know, he was visibly sharper in this fight. You know, so I just find it odd that, you know, I mean, did you want him to go out there and fight Andy Ruiz fight so he can get his ass knocked out again? You know what I'm saying? Like, that don't make no sense. What type of sense do that make? You know, so it's a lot of unwarranted criticism going to Anthony Joshua, man. So salute to that brother, man. I want to see him. I hope he don't babysit those belts. You know, you showed that you're a true champion. I don't know if they gonna do a trilogy. I mean, if they did, I wouldn't be mad because first fight was action packed. This fight was a boxing lesson, and then, you know, maybe the third fight is, you know, third time's a charm. You know what I'm saying? So I wouldn't mind seeing a trilogy. You know, Deontay Wilder has to go handle Tyson Fury. So maybe if they do a trilogy, Deontay Wilder can fight the winner out of those guys after the third fight. So, you know, let's make it happen, man. Just don't babysit the belts and give the king, Deontay Wilder, his opportunity to unify the division. Moving on to the brother Jamal Charlo. You know, Jamal Charlo went out there, did exactly what I thought he was going to do, put on a spectacular knockout, mean left hook, timed him perfectly, good night. You know, he was sharp the whole night, man. You know, he's just on another level. He's just on another level. And this wasn't really, you know, Dennis Hogan, he wasn't really all that as far as competition, you know, but at the same time, he was a tough fighter, gave Jaime Munguia the fight of his life, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, he was robbed, I believe, of that title, of that win versus Jaime Munguia. So, I mean, I thought it was only right that the brother get him a, you know, another title shot. And Jamal Charlo blessed him, put him on his ass. Who next? You dig what I'm saying? There's not too much to say about that fight, man. I want to see Jamal Charlo in there with the likes of Demetrius Andrade, with the likes of Canelo Alvarez. And, you know, let's make it happen, man. But y'all let me know what y'all think down in the comments, man. What did y'all feel? What did y'all think about the Anthony Joshua and Andy Ruiz fight? You know, who did y'all score it the same? You know, how did y'all feel about Anthony Joshua's performance? I'm really interested to know how y'all viewed the fight, man. Let me know what y'all think down in the comments, man. Contender regime boxing. I'll holler at y'all boys, man.